From the most expensive things F1 drivers own, a record-breaking fee to compete, to future predictions coming true, these are things you didn't know about F1 drivers. You already know that on Sundays there are racing drivers, but they can get even crazier during the week while waiting for the next race. For example, Fernando Alonso is also a professional TikToker, staying up to date with recent trends, doing the Sigma face, my honest reaction, and he even keeps learning about the Roman Empire. But Alonso's TikToks sometimes are so out there, you can't help but go, dude, what are you on? And when he's not recording TikToks, he's in the kitchen cooking it up. And I'm not talking about cooking future podiums and wins with Aston Martin, but actual food. It's a genuine passion of his. Unlike his rivals, who probably can't boil water without a chef, Alonso is a wizard in the kitchen. He whips up everything from classic Spanish dishes to sushi. Yes, sushi! And guess who he's buddies with? None other than Chef Ramsay himself. Wonder if he's ever called Alonso an idiot sandwich. Kimi Raikkonen, the man, the myth, the legend, when he's not speeding around the track, he loves to ski, to jet ski, to drink, maybe too much. Let's just say he also takes a pit stop of a different kind.
I was having a shit.
Because Formula 1 is not dangerous and fast enough, after winning the title in F1, he decided to try the World Rally Championship for 2 seasons in 2010 and 2011.
We have seen one of the strongest runs from Kimi Raikkonen here.
After a few challenges, he managed 5th place in both the 2010 and 2011 seasons, showing his love for motorsport and his desire to continue growing and evolving as a driver. Another way to pass time for him is sailing on his $10 million yacht, which he went straight to after retiring at Monaco in 2006.
The man who was in second place, Kimi Raikkonen, is pulling off the racetrack, and Raikkonen's car too is on fire, so we've lost the second and third place man in this race.
He literally left the car, got out of the track, walked throughout the tunnel, and jumped straight into his yacht.
Kimi Raikkonen, he's not even gone back to the paddock. He's got his shirt off. He's on his boat, which has a splendid name, One More Toy. He's with some of his best mates from Finland who've consumed their own weight in champagne and beer.
Oh, and did you catch the news? Kimi's now in Italy, all to help his son's karting career. Talk about a supportive dad. Rosberg and Leclerc, 2 other Monaco-based drivers, have their own secret talent. Nico Rosberg, the YouTuber, or better known as the guy who beat 7-time world champion Sir Lewis Hamilton in equal cars, loves playing the piano and music overall. Although his piano skills do not quite align with reality sometimes. Then there's Charles Leclerc. This guy isn't good at the piano, he's a maestro. Leclerc's not just playing covers, he's composing his own pieces and has them in Spotify. Next up is Sebastian Vettel, world champion on the track, be savior of it. Vettel's not just about burning rubber, he's big on saving the planet. He's been interested in bees for many years, and this season, he built bee hotels at a corner in Suzuka, the Japanese GP, with the help of the whole F1 grid.
I do another yellow here?
Yes, thank you very much.
You have to go a bit more. What you gotta do is you gotta flip.
But Vettel is not the only one who saves animals. Max Verstappen once broke down a whole door just to save his cat. Now let's talk about paddle, the unofficial sport of F1 drivers. Seems like they're all hooked. Before the Grand Prix weekends, you'll find them smashing it out on the paddle court. Of course, that was the Spaniards who brought the sport into the paddock. Alonso and Sainz. We've seen Max, George, Lando, and Alex playing paddle together. Even Leclerc and Verstappen played against each other just a few days ago in Monaco. I wonder if Verstappen is also the best at paddle, or if Leclerc finally gets a victory in something. When they're not on the blue paddle accord, they have to be back on the tarmac, but on 2 wheels. Another shared sport of drivers is cycling. It's all over their social media, showing off their rides and staying race fit. Alonso and Bottas even took it to another level, racing in actual cycling events. Bottas crushed it, finishing 5th overall in a 64-mile race. That's some serious paddle power. F1 drivers are no strangers to accidents on the racing track, but did you know that some of them have also had their fair share of misfortunes while cycling? The most recent one is Lance Stroll. Last year, just 2 weeks before the first race of the season, the Aston Martin driver fell off his bike when training in Spain, which resulted in a broken wrist and a broken toe, and led to him missing the preseason testing in Bahrain. After his accident, he got surgery on his right wrist, and 2 weeks later, he finished 6th in Bahrain. How does he drive much better without wrists? Can someone explain it to me? Hello. The same happened to his teammates Fernando Alonso. A month before his big F1 comeback in 2021, he got hit by a car while cycling in Switzerland. Broken jaw, surgery needed. It was rough. But did that stop him? Nope. This guy's made of tougher stuff. Now, if you thought F1 drivers only had a thing for speed, puddle, and cycling, think again, they can't rest. They're always up for some competition, even if it's at a slower pace, like on the golf course. Golf's the new pit stop where they swap their racing gloves for golf gloves and Formula 1 cars for golf carts. It's like they can't get enough of the thrill of competition, even on their days off. Picture this, Hamilton lining up a putt, Verstappen trying to get out of a bunker, and Ricciardo driving down the fairway. I don't mean his AlphaTauri. They're out there, sun hats on, checking the wind and eyeing those birdies and eagles. Maybe they're thinking if they can speed on the track every day, why not take it slow on the greens? Talking about Daniel Ricciardo, one thing I hope he doesn't do when driving is drinking, because he has quite a passion for drinks. He loves learning about them, exploring varieties from France to Australia. Imagine him unwinding after a race, not with a bottle of drink, but with a glass of exquisite drink. He loves drinks so much he even made his own.
They said decant, and I said decant.
Yeah, that's right, and it's produced in Australia. And in classic Ricciardo style, he even made sure to include a showy as a decanter. While the F1 cars are designed to stick to the ground and not take flight, the drivers' private jets and helicopters are a different story, and they love to show them off. Max Verstappen, in the lead even on the runway, owns what might be the coolest jet of them all. Originally Richard Branson's, this Virginia Galactic Beauty is now Max's $15 million sky ride. Talk about flying first class. Can we all agree that Max's private jet is the best good-looking one? Switching gears, did you know F1 team principals have their own driver ranking? Yep, they pick their top 10 drivers each year, and guess who's been hogging the spotlight? Max Verstappen, always first or second since he hit the scene. Talk about being dad's favorite. Here's how they voted over the past 7 years. This ranking is like the secret sauce, giving us a peek into what the big bosses really think about the drivers, their results, consistency, and overall vibe on the track. The best driver of the last year doesn't come cheap though. Did you hear about the Max Verstappen tax? It's around 1.2 million euros. No, really? After his monster 2023 season, the guy's gotta pay a whopping 1.2 million euros just to race in 2024. Why? The super license fee. The super license is a mandatory credential for all F1 drivers, and its cost is determined by a fixed base amount. 10,400 euros, with an additional 2,100 euros per championship point the driver accumulates throughout the past season. That means that Logan Sargent, after only scoring 1 point, will have to pay 12,500 euros to compete in 2024. While Verstappen, after having a record-breaking 575-point season, will have to pay 1,217,900 euros. Absolute bonkers. Alright, so Max Verstappen's super license fee just a drop in the ocean compared to his salary. And Red Bull's probably paying the bill anyway, but here's the heartwarming bit. These speedsters aren't just about fast cars and drink showers, they've got big hearts for charity. Max himself jumped into a 23-hour sim racing marathon for mental health awareness. And get this, his winning racing suit fetched a cool 120 grand at auction for spinal cord surgery research. That's some high-octane generosity. Charles Leclerc auctioned off his Monaco-worn race gear for a hefty $462,681, helping out flood victims in Emilia-Romagna. Talk about a hero in a helmet. And then there's Lewis Hamilton. The man launched Mission 44, a foundation championing underrepresented groups in the UK. In 2022 alone, he pumped £20 million into this cause. That's how you drive change. Valtteri Bottas, another big-hearted racer, went all out with a calendar. Yeah, you heard that right. He buried it all and raised $150,000 for Finnish charity Ice Hearts. Talk about a different kind of exposure. On another note, did you know that before becoming a podium regular with McLaren, Lando Norris was the personal teammaker for Fernando Alonso? Yes, that's one way to climb the F1 ladder and secure a seat, one teacup at a time. Talking about seats, 2 weeks ago during the 2023 Honda Racing Thanks Day, Verstappen said this.
I've been speaking to Fernando about it. He said that he would only want to do it with me again. So
Alonso already won at the 24 Hours of Le Mans twice in 2018 and 2019 after leaving F1. Can you imagine these three coming together and doing Le Mans? That would be insane. Better yet, can you imagine these three at Le Mans racing a car designed by Adrian Newey? Like the Aston Martin's Valkyrie? I'd love to see that, and I'm sure the other teams wouldn't stand a chance. But they'll have to go on a diet first, so Lewis, no more lunches with the royal family. Which happened in 2009 after Hamilton was awarded an MBE, a member of the British Empire.
Got invited back like a year later for lunch. You made an impression? With a group. There was about 8 of us. I turned up after the Brazilian Grand Prix, came back and walked in, saw the seating plan, and I was sat right next to her. So I was kind of excited.
You thought you were it?
And she was to my right, and I started to talk to her, and she was like, no, you speak that way first, and I'll speak this way, and I'll come back to you.
That was because an old royal rule says that the queen, or now the king, must always chat to her right for the first course and to her left for the second.
I spoke to the guy next to her for like five minutes, and then she spent the rest of the time talking to me.
In 2021, Hamilton was also awarded a knighthood by Queen Elizabeth II, making him Sir Lewis Hamilton, which, by the way, he is the 4th driver to receive this honor, following in the footsteps of Sir Jackie Stewart, Sir Sterling Moss, and Sir Jack Brabham. One award that Hamilton really didn't welcome was the 3rd place of the championship at the FIA ceremony. Hamilton gave a wrong gesture to the FIA quite literally, and later handed out his trophy to a fan. Hamilton is not the only Sir in the paddock. Alonso was also handed a knighthood in Spain, receiving an award from the actual king himself after winning his world championship in 2005. And did you know we have magicians in the paddock that can read the future? Ricciardo, Vettel, and Hamilton predicted the new races all the way back in 2017.
Top 3 wishes for the new owners of F1.
Race in Vegas.
What else?
Race in Germany.
I've said mine.
Lewis, your thoughts?
Miami race.
It's all
Pretty good one.
so far.
Yeah.
Equal engines for everyone.
I don't agree with that one.
Ricciardo, race in Vegas. The 2023 Las Vegas GP, check. Vettel, race in Germany. The 2020 Eiffel GP, check. Hamilton, Miami race. The 2022 Miami Grand Prix, check. What about Alonso's wish? Will there be equal engines in the future? What do you think? World champion, private jet owner, that's not enough for Verstappen, who displayed acting skills that could get him into the Hollywood in this advertisement. And then there's Lewis Hamilton, auditioning for John Wick 4. Can you imagine Hamilton trading his helmet for a hitman's suit? That's one crossover would pay to see. Lewis isn't just an F1 legend, he is also becoming a fashion legend. This man takes his style as seriously as his racing. Collaborating with high-end fashion brands like Tommy Hilfiger, Murakami, Prada, Louis Vuitton, and others, Hamilton turns every public event into his own personal runway. I hope you enjoyed things you didn't know about F1 drivers. I've tried to make it as informative and entertaining as possible. Remember to subscribe with notifications for more. Until the next one.